Along the long, winding path of the Appalachian Trail, hikers tell stories of mysterious things. Today, we're bringing 12 eerie legends back to life. Number 1. Kuda Bigfoot. Deep in the remote wilderness where Georgia and North Carolina meet, the Kuda Mountains stretch with thick forests and winding trails. For decades, hikers passing through this southern stretch of the Appalachian Trail have shared strange stories. Low, rumbling howls, too deep to be a bear, too wild to be human. Some claim they've seen a tall, shadowy figure, covered in thick, dark hair, slipping between the trees without making a sound. Local Cherokee legend speaks of Sul Kalu, a towering forest guardian said to roam the ridges and protect sacred ground. This ancient tale closely matches modern-day reports: massive footprints in the mud, branches snapped at heights no person could reach, and that unsettling feeling of being watched from deep within the woods. Whether spirit or creature, the similarities are hard to ignore. Campers have described hearing wood knocks echoing through the night and glowing red eyes staring from the underbrush before vanishing. Solo hikers often tell of footsteps pacing behind them, too heavy to be a deer, too rhythmic to be random. While experts sometimes blame black bears, witnesses insist what they saw walked upright and knew they were there. Whether myth, mystery, or something that never left, the legend of the Kuda Bigfoot continues to haunt this wild stretch of trail. And when the sun slips behind the ridges and the forest grows still, many hikers admit they pick up their pace, just in case the legend is more than a story. Number 2. Screaming Lady of Big Meadows. In Shenandoah National Park, the Appalachian Trail winds through a quiet place called Big Meadows. But when night falls, peace can turn to fear. Hikers have reported hearing a chilling scream, a woman's voice crying out in terror, sudden and sharp, echoing across the wide open fields. The sound always seems close, but no one is ever there. The story dates back to the 1930s, when a young woman was found dead in the meadow. Her killer was never caught, and ever since, people have claimed her restless spirit still roams the area. Some speak of ghostly shapes moving through the tall grass, or of campfires that mysteriously flicker out right before the scream begins. Rangers stay quiet about it, but the legend never really fades. Some have spotted a pale figure drifting at the tree line, wearing white and disappearing into the mist. A few brave hikers have followed the sound, thinking someone might be in trouble, only to find silence, empty fields, and cold air where the voice once was. The cries tend to come on calm nights, when the wind is still, and even the smallest sound can carry. During the day, Big Meadows feels peaceful and bright. But when the stars rise and the woods grow silent, the story of the screaming lady returns to life, and those who hear her voice say, they'll never forget the sound. Number 3. Spearfinger. High in the Smoky Mountains, where the Appalachian Trail runs along the border of North Carolina and Tennessee, there are old stories whispered by the Cherokee people. One of the most feared is that of Spearfinger, a shape-shifting witch with skin like stone and a finger sharp as a blade. She could take the form of a trusted family member, but beneath the disguise, she hunted children, using her deadly finger to steal their livers. The Cherokee believed she roamed near mountain passes and rivers, often hiding in the fog. They said her voice could mimic loved ones, luring children from their homes. Her stone body made her nearly impossible to harm. Arrows would break against her. Some hunters claimed to see her in the distance, tall and hunched with glowing eyes in the mist. In one legend, the Cherokee set a trap for Spearfinger using a hidden pit covered in branches. When she fell in, warriors attacked from every side, using all their weapons to finally bring her down. Still, many believe her spirit wasn't destroyed. People report strange sounds, voices in the woods, and sightings of a figure with a sharp, stony hand wandering the mountain fog. Even today, hikers in the Smokies say they've heard names whispered in the quiet, or felt a sudden chill pass through the trees. Whether Spearfinger is just a memory or something more, her legend still lingers along the ancient paths of the Appalachian Trail. Number 4, Blood Mountain Ghost Hiker. Blood Mountain, one of the most iconic peaks along the Appalachian Trail in northern Georgia, is known for its sweeping views and for something far more unsettling. For years, hikers have reported eerie encounters near the summit, flickering lights that move through the fog, footsteps that follow without a source, and sightings of a lone figure walking the trail in silence. Locals call him the ghost hiker of Blood Mountain. The legend is believed to trace back to a man who vanished on the trail decades ago. Some say he was a through hiker caught in a sudden storm. Others claim he met foul play near the shelter. Whatever the truth, the man was never found. Since then, dozens of hikers have claimed to see a figure matching his description, wearing outdated hiking gear, eyes fixed straight ahead, moving with purpose but never speaking a word. What makes the tale even stranger is how the ghost always seems to appear right before bad weather or strange events. Some hikers have turned around after seeing him, only to learn they avoided getting lost in the fog or caught in a lightning storm. Others say the ghost seems almost like a warning, guiding people away from danger. But his presence is always cold, unsettling, and unforgettable. Whether it's a spirit trapped in the mountain or a lingering echo from the past, the Blood Mountain ghost hiker continues to send shivers down the spines of even the most experienced trail walkers. And if you ever find yourself alone at dusk near the summit, don't be surprised if you see a shadow move just ahead, walking a trail he never truly left. Number 5, Dead Woman Hollow Spectre. Tucked deep within the Meadows State Forest of Pennsylvania, just off the Appalachian Trail, lies a lonely stretch of road known as Dead Woman Hollow. The name alone is enough to give hikers pause, but what makes it truly eerie is the ghost said to haunt it, a woman in white who wanders the tree line in silence. She's been seen by campers and trail walkers alike, always alone, always distant, and always vanishing before anyone can get close. The legend is believed to come from a real tragedy that took place in the early 20th century. A young woman was reportedly murdered in the hollow, her body left near the trail, and the case was never solved. Since then, strange happenings have plagued the area. Hikers have heard footsteps trailing behind them, only to find no one there. Others have spoken of sudden chills and soft cries coming from the woods when the sun begins to set. What makes the sightings so unsettling is how consistent they are. People describe the same thing: a pale figure dressed in white, drifting just beyond reach, never interacting, but always watching. Her presence is neither angry nor kind, just quiet and deeply sorrowful, as if her spirit is still waiting for something that never came. Some say she's looking for justice. Others believe she doesn't know she's dead. To this day, Dead Woman Hollow remains one of the Appalachian Trail's most whispered about places. Hikers often pass through without knowing the story, but those who do can't help but look over their shoulder. In the stillness of that Pennsylvania forest, it feels like the past hasn't quite let go. Number 6. Phantom Hiker of Roan High Knob. High atop the Appalachian Mountains, straddling the border between North Carolina and Tennessee, Roan High Knob offers breathtaking views and one of the trail's most enduring ghost stories. Hikers have long spoken of a lone man who appears along the ridgeline, always walking with a steady pace, always silent. They call him the Phantom Hiker, and he's been seen in all seasons, even when no one else is around. Some say the spirit belongs to a hiker who lost his life on the trail many years ago, caught in a surprise snowstorm near the old Roan High Knob shelter. Others believe he may have been a Civil War soldier who never made it home. Whatever his origin, the sightings are chillingly similar. A man with a large backpack, worn clothes, and a fixed gaze on the trail ahead. He never acknowledges anyone, and then he simply disappears. Witnesses often describe a strange drop in temperature before the phantom appears. A few have even tried to follow him, only to find the trail empty and untouched by footprints. What makes the tale especially haunting is how the ghost seems so determined, as if he's still pushing toward a destination he never reached. Roan High Knob is one of the highest points along the Appalachian Trail, and its foggy, windswept heights can feel otherworldly even without ghost stories. But for those who've glimpsed the silent hiker in the mist, the mountain holds a mystery they'll never forget. Number 7. Imp of Dunderberg. Near the Hudson River in New York, where the Appalachian Trail brushes close to the rugged Dunderberg Mountain, locals have long whispered about a mischievous spirit known as the Imp of Dunderberg. This strange figure, said to be part goblin and part ghost, is believed to haunt the stormy skies and thick woods of the mountain, causing confusion and mischief for travelers. Sailors on the river once blamed him for sudden squalls and vanished ships, and hikers now say he plays tricks on the trail. According to old legends, the imp was first mentioned by early Dutch settlers and later made famous by Washington Irving. He was believed to live inside the mountain, stirring up fierce winds and fog to lead people astray. Even today, hikers sometimes report getting disoriented in the woods, even with maps and GPS. Some claim to hear mocking laughter carried on the wind, or to see flashes of red eyes in the shadows just before a storm breaks. More than once, hikers on or near Dunderberg have spoken of unseen hands untying gear, switching trail signs, or moving objects just out of reach. It's always subtle, nothing too harmful, but enough to make experienced hikers feel uneasy. Whether it's just weather and coincidence, or something else entirely, the stories of the imp have never fully faded. Today, many who walk the Appalachian Trail near Dunderberg Mountain still talk about that strange energy in the air. Whether he's real or just an old tale, the Imp of Dunderberg remains one of the trail's most mysterious and mischievous legends. Number 8. Leathermans Shadow. In the woods of Connecticut, not far from where the Appalachian Trail winds through the hills. People still speak of a man known only as the Leatherman. He was a real person, an odd, quiet wanderer dressed head to toe in handmade leather, who walked the same 365-mile loop through New York and Connecticut for decades in the late 1800s. He never spoke more than a few words, but he always appeared on time, stopping at the same shelters and caves. After his death in 1889, the stories didn't stop. In fact, they grew stranger. Hikers have claimed to see a figure in worn leather clothing standing silently along the trail, only to vanish when approached. Some say he's been spotted near the rock shelters he once slept in. Others say he leaves behind small signs, like fresh footprints in the mud, or the faint smell of smoke from a long-dead campfire. What makes the Leatherman's ghost so chilling is how calm and familiar it seems. People don't describe fear, just a heavy stillness, as if time has paused around him. He doesn't chase or speak. He just watches, a quiet reminder of a man who never truly left the trail he loved. Some even believe he's still walking his endless route, even in death. To this day, hikers across western Connecticut keep an eye out for the Leathermans Shadow. Whether spirit or legend, his story lingers along the Appalachian Trail, a silent step from the past still echoing in the woods. Number 9. Blue Mountain Bigfoot. Deep in the forests along Blue Mountain in Pennsylvania, hikers on the Appalachian Trail have shared stories of something large, fast, and silent watching them from the shadows. This stretch of the trail is dense with pine and thick with fog in the early mornings. Locals and hikers alike have passed down the tale of the Blue Mountain Bigfoot, a mysterious figure said to roam the ridgelines and valleys, rarely seen but often sensed. Many of the reports describe the same thing: heavy footsteps on leaves, snapped branches when no one is around, and a musky, earthy smell that appears and disappears without warning. Some hikers even claim to have seen a tall creature covered in dark hair standing still between the trees before vanishing without a sound. Others have spotted large, human-like footprints near creeks and on muddy trails, too big to belong to any bear. One of the most famous encounters came from a pair of hikers in the 1970s who said they saw glowing eyes peering at them through the trees near Bake Oven Knob. Their dog growled and refused to continue. That night, they heard long, low howls echoing through the woods, too deep to be coyotes. The story spread quickly and added to the mountain's eerie reputation. Whether it's a creature of folklore, a misunderstood animal, or something more mysterious, the legend of the Blue Mountain Bigfoot continues to grow. Hikers still whisper about him around campfires, and some say if you're quiet enough while walking the ridgeline, you might just hear him following behind. Number 10. Harpers Ferry Soldier. At the historic crossroads of Harpers Ferry, where the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers meet and the Appalachian Trail passes through, echoes of the past still cling to the land. This town saw bloodshed during the Civil War, and many believe that one soldier never truly left. Hikers and visitors alike tell stories of a ghostly figure, a lone Union soldier, still seen wandering the streets and hills near the trail. The soldier is often described as young, with a worn blue coat and a rifle slung over his shoulder. He appears at twilight or just before dawn, walking the edge of the battlefield or standing silently near old buildings. Sometimes he's spotted near Jefferson Rock, looking down at the rivers below, as if still on guard. He never speaks, but those who see him describe a heavy sadness in the air. One story tells of a hiker who stopped to rest near the old church ruins and saw the figure leaning against a tree, only to vanish when approached. Another visitor claimed to hear footsteps pacing outside their tent at night, but no one was there come morning. These quiet moments are often enough to give anyone goosebumps. Today, Harpers Ferry is a peaceful place filled with history, but the soldier's presence is a reminder of what once happened there. His silent watch continues as hikers pass through, leaving behind more than just footprints. Some leave with a memory of a ghost who never left his post. Number 11. Brown Mountain Lights. High in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, near the Appalachian Trail, there's a mystery that has puzzled locals and travelers for more than 100 years. On certain nights, glowing orbs appear along the ridge of Brown Mountain, floating, flashing, and fading without warning. These strange lights have been reported since the early 20th century, long before electricity could explain them. Some say the lights are the spirits of Cherokee women searching for loved ones lost in battle. Others believe they are lanterns carried by Civil War soldiers who never made it home. Scientists have studied the lights for decades, but no single explanation has ever solved the mystery. They're not headlights, not campfires, and not easy to catch. One of the most famous sightings happened in 1913, when a local fisherman described seeing the lights drift through the trees like ghostly candles. Since then, people have set up camp near the overlook just to catch a glimpse. The best time to see them, they say, is after a rainy day, when the mountain air is clear and still. To this day, hikers and visitors continue to watch the skies around Brown Mountain, hoping to spot the glowing orbs for themselves. Whether they are spirits, natural wonder, or something else entirely, the Brown Mountain lights remain one of the most eerie and beautiful mysteries of the Appalachian Trail. Number 12. Lonesome Lake Hut Lily. Tucked deep in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, the Lonesome Lake Hut welcomes hikers on the Appalachian Trail with warm food and a place to rest. But some visitors say the shelter isn't quite as lonesome as its name suggests. Staff and guests alike have shared stories of a friendly but ghostly presence known as Lily, a spirit said to haunt the hut and the nearby lake. Lily's story isn't fully known, but many believe she was a caretaker or a hiker who lost her life on the trail long ago. Ever since, strange things have been reported inside the hut. Lights flickering without reason, doors creaking open in the night, and footsteps on the wooden floors when no one is there. Some even say they've heard humming, soft and distant, like someone nearby singing to herself. Despite the chills, Lily is not known to be harmful. In fact, most describe her presence as peaceful. Some workers at the hut even say she helps them, turning off stoves or closing doors they forgot. She seems to look after the place, making sure hikers are safe and the lodge stays warm and welcoming. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's something about the quiet around Lonesome Lake that makes the mind wander. And as night falls over the water and the pines sway in the wind, a few might wonder if Lily is still there, watching over the trail she once called home. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.